introduction? Is she on?
He was on a second ago.
Well, if we're recording already, Vanessa?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll just get started and she can jump in, I guess. Thank you everybody for coming. This is our every other month open meeting. My name's Christine with the Parent Teacher Organization, and we'll get started and we'll interrupt for the introduction for the Spanish interpreter when she is officially on. All right, so as you probably have heard, we are recording this meeting. Please make sure your microphone is muted, and we'll hopefully wrap this up within the next hour, and you guys can ask any questions at the end of our presentation. And this is a summary of what we will be talking about tonight. And you could see that we have some updates on various events and activities and initiatives, and an update on our treasurer funding, our expenses and income, and ways to get involved in our community. So would somebody like to approve the minutes from our last meeting, from our last open meeting?
I approve.
Approve.
Thank you very much. And these are, just for some of you that maybe didn't join us back in September, these are the board members that are actively involved with supporting our community. We have an update. We have Vanessa, who is now the secretary. We had the previous secretary step down. Matt Kill stepped down recently, and so Vanessa was our volunteer coordinator. So she has graciously taken over the secretary position, and but everybody else has been in these roles since the beginning of the school year. And we also have a number of supporting members. A new addition since we last did our call in September is Steffi Wolf, who is our volunteer coordinator. So everybody else that you see on the slide has been in this role since the beginning of the school year, but we'd like to welcome Steffi as a volunteer coordinator. And for those that haven't already gotten a chance to meet her or see emails, she will be probably in touch with hopefully some of you about volunteer opportunities as the school year continues. So thank you everybody for helping be part of this team. And Vanessa, jump in and let me know if the translator's on. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Okay.
She's here and I started the interpretation.
Oh, should I take a break then so she can do her?
Mariana?
I just listened into the Spanish channel and she seems to be there.
Okay, so I should continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So just as an update, our back in September, I mentioned that we have our business directory. I just wanted to reiterate that we do have 60 different families, or I should say individuals that are associated with our community. And our business directory is on our website. And just wanted to let you guys know, in the event that you weren't part of our call in September, that is something that I encourage you to check it out and see if you can support any businesses that are part of our community. Since we had our call in September, we also had our annual report that was released, and some of you might have seen that in our newsletter that we had posted. And so I just wanted to point out that oh, that's a typo there. I apologize. 2022-23 annual report. So we do not have the annual report for this school year. I apologize. That's a typo. Basically, last year, through our various programs and fundraising and donation drives, we raised $145,000, and you'll notice that we spent $201,000 more than that. But so you can see where we spent our money. And so the academic and educational support was the lion's share of the money that we spent. So over $200,000, you can see, was spent into various buckets. And so if you want to read the full annual report, it's located on our website, FoAEA.org. But just to highlight, the different buckets. The academic educational support includes Friendsgiving and teacher grants and various initiatives to support the classroom setting. And then the teacher support is different because that's more like the back to school lunches, the back to school t-shirts, the gift cards that we give them at the beginning of the school year to thank them. It is like, for example, right before Thanksgiving, we had Pie Day. And so we had pumpkin pies and apple pies delivered to the schools. And so it's a appreciation efforts for the teacher support. And that's the STA, the Staff and Teacher Appreciation Week that we do in May. So teacher support is really the appreciation, less than like, it's not the classroom support. The classroom support really is academic and educational support. And then the student give back. You guys might know that we did the free books at the book fair recently, right before the Thanksgiving holiday. And so both campuses, middle school and elementary school, each student got to pick out a book up to a $10 value. So the student give back are those things that we give back to the students. As you might remember, last year we also did the yearbooks. So each one of the elementary students got a yearbook, compliments of Friends of Albert Einstein. The community building and school spirit, that was a significant chunk, but that includes the gala, Lantern Fest, Winter Market, STEM event that we did last year. It includes all these movie nights. These kind of things are the community building, school spirit, get to know the families that are part of our family or our school community. So that's where we spent $29% of our money on community building and school spirit. And then the 4% is the PTO administration for running this organization. So that information can all be found on our website, and I'll move forward with the other initiatives. Let's see, the other new initiatives, and hopefully there are no kids in the room, otherwise earmuffs. And actually I'll let Rosalie talk about this if she wants to talk about it. Rosalie?
Yes, so you mean the third point?
Actually, you can talk about all three. The employer matching, because that was a program initiative that you've been involved in. You can talk about all three if you'd like.
Yeah, so employer matching, we are exploring this year. We noticed that many companies offer a matching once they have someone who is working for them, and that shows them that they have been donating to a 501c3, which Friends of AEA is. And as soon as you show your employer that you have been donating, they usually match that. So if you work for a company that does employer matching, on the right here are some companies listed that offer that. If you know that your company does it, or you want to inquire with your HR department, you can get the amount that you donated to Friends of AEA matched by your employer with no additional costs out of your pocket. Then we have a wonderful program for a few years going on already. We, in our community, host our German interns that are then in our school. Especially in the first grade for this year, and in fourth and fifth grade, we have two wonderful interns, Karen and Lina, and they are hosted by friends of, Albert Einstein families. And if you're interested in hosting one of our wonderful interns, maybe not this year, but in the next school year, you can get in touch with us or with Frau Schafer, and she can give you more information on how to invite an intern and open your house to them. And the wonderful benefit is that you obviously get the language benefits of a German speaker in your house. And the more German interns we have, and the more we can host in our community, the more support we have in our school. So this is a wonderful benefit for everyone, not only for the families who host them, but also for all the classes that then have an intern with them that can support them in their classroom. And then, now make sure the kids are all outside of the room that you're in currently. We have a great initiative this year. So you might have heard in the last few years that the first graders got Nikolaustüten from St. Nikolaus. That is a wonderful tradition from Germany. And on the 6th of December, St. Nicolaus goes from door to door and fills the boot with some candy, some nuts, some apples, some tangerines, and sometimes a little gift. And it goes back to a great story, I think in the 1200s. And it's a story or a tradition I grew up with. And now we're expanding this from the first graders. So not only we have prepared Nikolaustüten for all of first grade, but we expanded to all of the kids on both campuses, so 1,400 kids. And we want to make sure that not only will they have that great tradition and magic around Christmas, but also we start on December 6th and have that throughout all the Advent time, and started with the Nikolaustüten. So we're so excited to not only offer it to the first graders, but to all kids that go to the Albert Einstein Academy this year.
Thank you, Rosalie. Yeah, so the kids are not supposed to know that the parents are putting them together. So this is where it's a secret, because St. Nicolaus is actually being coordinated by Frau Claudia to have a visit at school as well. And so we're coordinating that. And so it should be hopefully a very nice activity, at least for the elementary school, with the special visitor. And Lorene, is she still driving, or would she like to chime in and talk about fundraising? I don't know if she's parked or home, or let's see, is she still on? She's still on. Okay, she's coming off mute, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, it's Lorraine. Perfect timing. As you can see, there's a couple updates. I'll kind of go through them. Basically, we did throughout the month of September, we did the $1 a day fundraiser. The goal was to get as many new families giving $1 a day, this is something, a past initiative we've done a couple of years ago. It was really pushed. It's been happening, I guess, for several years. But during COVID and things like that, it hadn't really been a big emphasis or push to get new families donating. So this year we kind of did a big push for that, with lots of a big campaign flyers, and you probably saw the big banners hanging up at school. The goal was to get 100 new donors. We got 58. So I think we did pretty good for our first year of really trying to encourage getting the $1 a day. We had several people either commit to $1 a day, or some people committed to even more than that, or some people even paid $360 in one lump sum. So these 58 new donors who committed to this by the end of September are each going to receive just a thank you gift. And you can kind of see a picture of it on that bottom left slide. It's a little cooler backpack that has the Albert Einstein logo on it. So if anyone is on that donated to that campaign, we are so grateful. That is a lot of money raised for the school. And as you saw on Christine's last slide, where all that money goes. So we are very thankful for everyone who did that. The next big thing that's kind of going on right this second for 2 more days, we have the Krispy Kreme fundraiser. This is basically, they're at cost. Krispy Kreme dozen donuts. It's the same as they sell them for. And actually, I went on the website today, and we're actually $1 cheaper than they're actually selling them for currently. But you can go online and buy a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, and they will give you a voucher. That voucher can be used anytime. So you could go take it next Sunday to Krispy Kreme. You could take it next March to Krispy Kreme if you have to bring donuts to the soccer game. Grandma in Oklahoma can support and buy a voucher and use it in Oklahoma. So anywhere that a Krispy Kreme donut store is, you can buy these vouchers. So every box of donuts that we sell, it's for $18, 55% comes right back to us. So over $9 gets to come back to us, which is not very many fundraisers will give us over 50% of the profits. So if there's anything coming up, holiday parties, anything like that, I've bought some for my daughter's coming up birthday party. Please go on there. We still have till the 30th. It's very easy to do. And then of course, today is Giving Tuesday. I think there's also a link for that as well. So anything, if you need to get anything in before the end of the year, the tax season, please think about Albert Einstein. All donations are always tax deductible.
Thank you, Lorene. And I don't know if Rosalie would like to say anything else about the Giving Tuesday. She was involved in bringing this together because of conversation she had with another German parent. So Rosalie, do you want to chime in anything else to the Giving Tuesday concept?
Yes, sure. So coming from Germany, we have a different understanding of donations. And in Germany, we have a very specific way of donating. And when we want to make sure something gets donated to a specific cause, we call that zweckgebundene Spenden, which means exactly what it says in English. You donate and name the cause that you want that money to go to. Either I want to purchase new hoops for the baseball court, or I want to purchase new books for the German classroom. And in the concept of Giving Tuesday, we introduced that term as well, because many German speakers also told us that they would like their family to be able to donate when they ask, is there anything where we can send money to specifically for the books for library or for anything else that they really feel strongly about? And that's why we created that website. So you can donate and specifically name the cause that your money should go to. And we have a drop-down menu that you can pick out from, like the various events that we run or the various specials the school offers, or you can also name your cause you want to give the money to. And that is embedded in the Giving Tuesday initiative that we're currently running.
Cool. Thank you, Rosalie. Let's see what slide is next. So as far as the fundraising, I don't know, Lorene, if you'd like to chime back in about and talk about the gala fundraising opportunities. I don't know if she's can unmute or not.
Sorry, can you say it one more time, Christine? I only heard the very end.
So I don't know if you want to mention anything about the efforts that are going to start soon for fundraising for the gala and the different opportunities for helping to fundraise and get donations.
Perfect. Thank you. I was about to stop you and say, can I talk about that for a minute? So as you guys know, it's actually on the official school calendar, our big gala, this is our big event, our big fundraising event of the year. I think of it as a fundraising event, but I also think of it as just a really good time to get to be together, get some babysitters for the kids, and get to just really hang out. So that is going to be on Saturday, April 27th. It's a little bit earlier. In the past, we've done it in May, but in a week or two earlier this year. So that means we're going to start hopefully collecting donations even a little bit earlier this year, just so that we can start getting them in and start planning accordingly. So I know they're going to talk a little bit more about this, but obviously we're going to need lots of volunteers for that day and the prep for that day, prepping it beforehand. And then a little bit about the sponsors. So there's a couple kind of ways that we get donations. Some of them are corporate sponsors that will sponsor us with dollar amounts. So $200, $500, things like that. We have someone who has been working for a couple of years, helping us get those corporate sponsors, but we kind of work together as a team. So anyone who would like to be on our team, I am going to be holding a meeting in the next week or two, just a short Zoom meeting with anyone who would like to volunteer to help us get some of these donations, whether it be from corporations, which is mostly sending emails. We also have folders pre-prepared for you that it's a red folder. It has our name on it. It has our tax donation information inside. It has a little bit about our cause. It has a signed letter from Christine and myself, just, showing that this is a legitimate cause. So we are really looking for people to not only help, obviously, connect us with different corporations. So that, like what Rosalie said, any of your employers, I work for Kaiser. I'm going to try to get, talk to Kaiser, anyone, like that, your husband's employer, that bigger corporations. But then also The second part of this is the silent auction donations. These are really fun things. We usually make really fun little, some of these things are baskets, right, that have different combination of things in them. Sometimes you'll have, like she was talking about Harlan Brewery earlier, you know, in the past, maybe they've given us a gift card, or coffee shops have given us ground coffee with a coffee mug. Sometimes they've been experiences. My daughter's birthday party last year, we did at the Plunge because I got a bid on this at the gala. So there's lots of different things, but we have to get all of these people to donate. So some of these people, we already have a big list of, you know, people that we've donated in the past. So we contact them, but we'd love, love, love to get some new people donating this year. So, you know, if you know different people, I was thinking about just walking down my street here in my neighborhood to all the small businesses, kind of going in and explaining who we are, giving them a folder. You know, if you know any places like that, or you would be interested in helping us coordinate those efforts, please, please, please let me know. You can email us, obviously, at our Friends Board address. And then also I'm going to hold a meeting in the next couple of weeks with anyone who's interested at all, or who may have any connections. You can at least come and listen to the meeting. And we're going to kind of divide and conquer and try to get some of these donations in. And then, of course, a couple of weeks before the actual gala, we'll obviously need all those volunteers to come kind of help us and put together the baskets and things like that. But that will be more as we get closer to the actual event.
Cool. Thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, I was actually, so for anybody that's interested, like she said, we have these red folders, and I was kicking myself that I didn't have a bunch in my car because I actually was by, what is it, Scripps Mercy's Hospital, I guess, is that like Hillcrest area? And there were a bunch of restaurants and cafes, and I was kicking myself because I had 20 minutes to kill, and I could have easily gone in and like hit up a few of these businesses with the red folders. So it is something that, like Lorraine said, if you wanted to do something close to home, if you live close to downtown La Mesa, or you live close to, you know, any other kind of hub, and you want to just walk around and visit some companies and pop in and see who might be interested in donating gift cards or things for gift baskets or raffles, that'd be awesome. So thank you, Lorraine. And we'll transition back to Rosalie to talk about the treasure update. She's got some updates on Friendsgiving and teacher grants. I think Heather's on the call, so Heather could maybe talk about the teacher grant update.
Yes. So for all of you who don't know what Friendsgiving is, no, that is not Thanksgiving with your friends because you don't have family you want to celebrate Thanksgiving with and the turkey. So Friendsgiving is an initiative that our amazing treasurer Julie started last year or 2 years ago. And under the umbrella of Friendsgiving, we spearheaded projects that give the teachers small grants. The teachers during the year might notice they need a specific thing for their classroom, or for a project in their class, or for the whole grade level. And most of the time, either they don't have the funds, or their classroom funds have already been spent, or it is too short notice to order it. So that is when Friendsgiving comes into play. Teachers can fill out a form and inquire with us directly when they need something for their classroom or for a project, and then we will vote for it on our board, and then we will purchase it for them or help them buy it. And for the months of September and October, you see what we got for the teachers that was in addition to what they usually have in their classrooms, because they either felt it is really necessary or it would be a nice addition to help teach a specific concept. For the library at the elementary school, we purchased tip toy pens that got directly shipped from Germany, and also bilingual books that benefit everyone who goes into the elementary school library. For the running club, you know, your kids run around in those circles in the morning every other day. So to identify how many loops they ran, we have the hooks and the bands for them to have the badges on. In the K classrooms, we helped get them organized and purchased actually IKEA shelves and bins, because these tiny hands need to shove a lot of paper in a sorting system, and it is way easier for them to get organized if they have really a place for their crafts and arts to go. And then once we had the solar eclipse earlier this year, we helped all of the first grade kids get sunglasses for that. So they could tie it to a unit they have been teaching in first grade as well. And that is what I mean with we support the classroom. Sometimes you don't think about these units that could be tied in concepts that require a little more money at the beginning of the school year. And that's when you don't have the funds available. And that is when Friendsgiving comes into play, and Friends of AEA helps the teachers and the classes to make these little extra teachable moments happen. Further down in the list, third grade realized they could be so much better learners if they can choose how they learn. So we sponsored lab desks for them, and it has been a great success. And we got great feedback from third grade teachers and also some students that said that now they can be more free in their choice of where to learn and how to learn by just picking a spot in the classroom. And these are just great examples of how our students can be supported by things that the teachers see that there's a need for, and we could immediately go in and help the teachers make a little change that has a great impact to their classrooms.
Thank you, Rosalie. Did you want to talk about that? So you guys can see, I guess, the other things that the middle school classrooms got, the shake table and the, yeah, you guys can read that. Were you done, Rosalie?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is Heather on?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let Heather talk about the teacher grant program.
Okay. So the grant program is essentially it's like a bigger, more official version of Friendsgiving. Twice a year, fall and spring, we do 12,500 divvied up amongst the teachers who send in an application. This year we are almost done and almost like ready to sort of send out the award letters. We have 3 that we've okayed for sure so far. These are the first, the request granted: third grade classroom transformation, a 5th grade outdoor corridor improvement, and a stage keyboard for the middle school band. The other 3, the handwriting kits, the kinabars, I believe, which are sort of like seats that the little kids can kind of move around in at their desk, and a printer for t-shirts. We're still sort of finalizing our decisions, but I think that at least 2 of those we're gonna say yes to here. So yeah, we're just about done, and it's bigger amounts of money that they can ask for than Friendsgiving. It's a little more official, and it just is 2 times a year rather than sort of all year, which is what Friendsgiving is. So yeah, I think we had about 12 teachers apply this year. And the nice thing is that I think 3 or 4 of those, the admin actually stepped up and like offered to pay for. So we sort of were able to take a couple of big ticket ones off the top of the list right at the beginning, and the teachers got them. So that was nice. And yeah, that's about it, I think, for the grants.
Yeah, I think like Heather said, you know, we received a lot of grant requests, and once we were reviewing them, we thought, well, wait a second, some of these seem like a little bit more geared for administration to pick up the tab and support. So we worked with them to identify which ones they would be happy to sponsor, and then we picked out, you know, which ones we would review as a committee. And so like Heather said, we're wrapping up this program so we can grant those funds for those teachers that are getting the money to help support their programs.
And as you can see from the list, both from Friendsgiving and from the grant program, we are able to fund things both for the elementary school and the middle school. And it is very important for us to highlight also the things we do on both campuses, because these little kids eventually grow older, and we want to support them in the same way that we support the little ones. So I'm very, very excited that also there are things that we can give to the middle schoolers, that they still have all of our support, which also ties in the Nicola student that we mentioned earlier. So we really try to help both kids on both campuses out. To wrap up the treasurer update, these are the income and expense buckets. Your dollar of a day donations that Lorraine touched on earlier brought in $7,750. That is our biggest way of fundraising currently. And we also had various other food sales and events where we raised money. And when you look on the expense side, especially for the movie night and the multicultural event, you can see when you look at those numbers and compare them that we don't run the events to make money, but to build our community. And it is always great to be able to spend the money to bring our community together, to see so many people come out and know that we currently have the funds to do that. So we're still working on building our equipment, that we have more than enough to run these events. And we made some changes in funding them. For example, in the last few years, we rented most of our equipment, and this year we changed it to buy it and store it. And it has been a great success in our team and in the whole community to help store these things. And it really showed us that when we come together and just ask around how we could help each other out, so many things are possible. So when we look at the expenses, we see that we already started funding things for the gala. The biggest expense there was that we had to make a down payment for the location. And we always also want to highlight that we really appreciate our staff and our teachers on both campuses. So we pay for their coffee to make sure they are caffeinated every day and are ready to teach and to support our students. We also had expenses for the book fair. The $2,500 that we spent are just the numbers for September and October. And the numbers for November are obviously a lot higher because the book fair just wrapped up. So I will update these numbers for the next board meeting, for the next open board meeting.
Cool. Thank you, Rosalie. Yeah, it doesn't say the summary of the income, but I tallied it up. So our income is for those 2 months were $17,482. And in comparison, our expenses were $16,876. So it was quite a nice, what comes in goes out. But I know for August, we spent a lot more because of all the the school supplies. So our expenses in August were astronomically high, but now at least it's a little bit more normalized. What we bring in is what we're spending. So at least a little bit more reasonable. And if we have Andrea to talk about room parent updates.
Oh, yep. Hi, yes. Hello. Yeah, room parents are doing a great job. So the gift givers, we finished gathering the teacher appreciation funds through the Giving Fuel this last month. So thank you everyone who contributed. And so that will take care of all the gifts for the teachers throughout the year. It's a really nice thing I think that Friends of AEA does to organize leaders to then care for the teachers and supply gifts that are personalized for each classroom. So the funds will be distributed hopefully later this week. I'm just finalizing a few more folks who I need to get their Zill information. So that should be coming out the end of this week so that they can get the holiday gifts going for all the teachers. So that's exciting. I know that they are very eager. I have a lot of eager gift givers, and so I'm grateful for that. The teachers are well deserving. So, but yeah, this money will go towards the birthdays, holidays, Teacher Appreciation Week, and then end of year gifts. They'll be in charge of taking care of all of that and then documenting what they buy for our lovely Rosalie treasurer. Yeah, Friends of AEA is pitching in an extra $320 just to boost up a couple of the grades, so that all grades will have an equal amount of money. And a little less than what we've had in the past years, but that's okay. You know, we can work with it. So, and then as far as room parent communications go, we're still trying to coordinate communications to be a little more streamlined. And so please continue to encourage people to look at the newsletter. Katie, the communications extraordinaire, and I update the newsletter multiple times a week, probably. So it's very up to date. And so that is where everyone can get the information if they want it. And then the signs are all over campus, so there's no excuse. They are on planners. Every planner has a sticker now with the QR code. So you can find this QR code anywhere on your child's stuff, probably from school. So hopefully people get more used to going to the newsletter to find out more of what's happening in the events and get all the details there. Yeah, and then so we're just trying to reduce the amount of emails, and but it's still, you know, it's a transition and some people aren't used to the newsletter, so we are still sending out a couple emails a month. And if you're not receiving any emails, you're not hearing from anybody, please you can email me. Sometimes these end up in junk mail or spam because it's group emails sent out. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns regarding your room parent. I'm happy to help out. That's it.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
And events. I think we have Amanda on the call. I don't think Vanessa's here, but maybe Amanda wants to chime in.
Sure, I can do that. The pretzel sales. So we celebrated German Unity Day, and we sold pretzels. We raised $384. Everybody loves pretzels. The same month, we also did. Oh, you can keep going. We did movie night, September 22nd, at the middle school. I had a lot of fun. I think the kids had a lot of fun. We watched Sing 2, and we had a very. It was a great crowd. We had over 160 people attend. Some people that I'd never even seen before came. It was like a great group of people. We had a great time. Hopefully we can do one in the spring. If not, we can wait until next year. But I thought, I thought it was a great event. We sold popcorn, we sold pizza, and we sold drinks and snacks. So that's where the income came from. Next slide. Multicultural event. This was a really great event that we did last spring. And the reason why we did it again in the fall is because we wanted to coordinate it with Hispanic Heritage Month. So we moved the Multicultural Festival to the fall. So it will remain in the fall of the year, the same month as the Hispanic Heritage Festival or Hispanic Heritage Month. We had 150 plus people attend. We had like 20 countries represented, lots of food, lots of drink and entertainment. Everybody had a great time. It's always a hot day for some reason whenever we do the Multicultural Festival, but everybody stayed out and had a great time. Thank you to everybody who participated as well and brought delicious food. It was amazing. Nobody leaves hungry from that event for sure. There's some volunteer events that we've done this fall. One of them is the uniform swap, which was October 20th. We still have many boxes left. Unfortunately, we didn't have a huge turnout of people, so we'll probably do another uniform swap in the spring, Christine, maybe. I mean, it was, I so appreciate everybody that came out. Maybe next time we can do it with warmer clothes, because I know it was hot that day. And then we also did a coffee meetup to try to get volunteers signed up for upcoming events that we have at Intaza, which, by the way, Intaza is a coffee shop just around the corner from the school. It was under construction for years and it's finally open. They were gracious enough to give us free coffee and allow us to host our event there. So Harlan is one of our coffee places, but Intaza is a new one, and both have great owners, great people working there. So that's my spiel on coffee places.
Yeah, and I think they're huge supporters of our community. So
They are.
so shout out to them.
Harlan gives us stuff all the time. And Intaza, same. For Halloween, we celebrated Halloween by doing our trunk or treat. This is always a great event. And I think we had more people than ever attend, more cars anyway. I paid for 45 spots and I think every single spot was taken. So yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for getting out candy and playing games with the kids. They love it. It's a fun event for the whole family. Lantern Fest was a really rainy, traditional German event this year, and we appreciate everyone who came out for the event. It was held on the 15th of November. We had 200 plus people attend. Last year, we had about 700 people attend, so I'm very thankful it was not 700 people, but we still had a huge crowd, even though it was rainy. Seven Seas Coffee Truck came out and gave us coffee. That was all for, they gave their coffee for free. So all the money that was raised that evening for coffee, hot chocolate, and apple cider goes directly to friends. So thank you, Seven Seas, Sasha at Seven Seas. She was amazing. We also had a bake sale and we sold Vekmena at the Lantern Fest. It was, I think the kids enjoyed it. We also, thanks to Andrea and Leslie, I'm not sure if Leslie's on the call, they spearheaded at both campuses a coat drive and a food drive. And you can see how much we generated there. Sincere appreciation to both of you ladies for spearheading that event. One of the ladies, one of the individuals helping with the coat drive is a student, actually. She works with Path. I think she's a fourth grader, Andrea, is that right? She's
second grader, and then there's a middle school student as well.
Yeah, they donate their time and were very helpful for us to donate the coats to Path, and very thankful as well. So that was a student and parent run initiative.
Thank you. And I think is Jen still, thank you, Amanda. I think Jen is here. Is she on the call still?
Hey, I'm here.
Awesome. I'll turn it over to Jen.
Yeah, so we held the readathon. That's sort of in quotation marks because it's still going. If your kid has forgotten to turn their coloring page in, please feel free to do so tomorrow morning. We are going to start tallying those coloring tracking sheets, and we will announce the classroom winners who get a pizza party as soon as we can. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, the whole school read enough that we can get a free dress day. But yeah, if that doesn't happen, who cares? Everybody was motivated to read over Thanksgiving break. Yeah, and a great part of the readathon is that we do it at the same time as the book fair. So supporting students who want to go in and buy new books. And then, as mentioned before, Friends sponsors one free book for each student. So I hope everybody was able to take one of those home. And yeah, we also, as sort of a sideline item, we take donations to purchase new audiobooks for the library because some of the ones they have in there have gotten a lot of love already. And so this year we're looking at about $700 that were donated. So yeah, we'll see how many audiobooks Mrs. Gullins can buy with that nice donation. So thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you, Jen. Let's see what is next. So upcoming events. I guess I don't know if Amanda wants to talk about it, or I'll just talk about it really quick. I don't know if there's anybody else that's on the planning committee for the winter market, but as some of you guys might know, or maybe that are new to our school, we have our annual winter market, which is coming up this Sunday, which is a very traditional special event. It's magical in some ways. We set it up like a very traditional European winter market with vendors and music and food and twinkle lights and beautiful decorations and entertainment that is going to be live music. We will have the middle school band actually performing, which is a treat. And we also have another live band that's going to be playing that is actually an alumni from Einstein that has now moved on to high school. And so he's involved with a band that is going to perform on Sunday. So if anybody would like to come out, we're going to have 20+ vendors that are predominantly students and their parents. And so we took a little bit of a twist this year with our approach, and we encourage the students and the families to be the vendors. So there will be a lot of handmade stuff, either homemade cookies, handmade jewelry, or other arts and crafts, or mistletoe, or a hot chocolate bar. And so there's going to be a really nice festive environment. So we encourage you to come and support the families that are going to be there and have fun with the kids and have some magical memories. And I would like to also say that there are still volunteer opportunities. So if you do have some time, anytime between 1 o'clock on Sunday to help set up, or until I think 7, 8 o'clock is going to be the teardown. So if you have any time during that period, we encourage you to check out our website or email our volunteer coordinator. We have a Sign Up Genius, which you can find on our newsletter or on our social media. But we encourage you, if you'd like to donate, we actually are getting some beer donated from Thorn Brewery. We're going to have some Glühwein. So come out, volunteer, have some fun, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And family engagement opportunities. Just wanted to highlight some opportunities of upcoming meetings. As some of you guys know, there's the School Site Council, which meets every month, and it's a committee of parents, teachers, and administration that meet every month to talk about how to best approach the achievement gap, or I should say reduce the achievement gap to elevate academic standards among our students. So the next upcoming meeting will be Tuesday, January 9th from 4:30 to 6. And so if you'd like to attend, we encourage you to attend. There will be dinner and childcare provided if you'd like it. Then there's also the DLAC meeting, which meets 4 times a month. And the next one is coming up also in January. And if you'd like to attend that, both of these meetings are at the elementary school, but they will be available by Zoom. So the DLAC meeting is conducted in Spanish, but translated into English. And it's a way to help support the multilingual learners. So if you'd like to attend either of those events, we encourage you. I know some of our board members attend these meetings, so we look forward to seeing you there. And as far as ways to support Friends of Albert Einstein, like we've already talked about, there's a $1 a day donation. There's obviously ways on our website that you can learn about. One thing that maybe you're not aware of, the Farm Fresh to You, if anybody does the, I forgot what CSA stands for, but if you do any of the direct to home purchases for fresh vegetables and eggs, if you already do that with Farm Fresh, be sure to let them know that you'd like your funds, or you'd like to help support Friends of Albert Einstein, because there's a code that you could put in and you could actually have some of what you're already paying go back to our parent-teacher organization. And if there are any of you there that would like to volunteer, we encourage you to learn about different volunteer opportunities. We'd love to have you donate whatever small amount or large amount of time you're able to offer. So we appreciate anything that you're willing to give to support our amazing community. And as you can tell, this team has been doing a lot. And so it is not an easy feat. So anybody that would like to help support it, we would greatly appreciate it. And I think we're coming close to the end of our presentation, which also is coming up to the end of our hour. We do have a public and private Facebook page. So if you'd like to learn more about that, we also have our website, as you're well aware, probably. And I'd like to open this up for any questions or comments. If anybody has anything, I'll let you guys unmute and chime in. And we've got a few minutes here if anybody has any questions or comments. There's still one person in the chat. Okay, thank you, Tanya. Any other questions or comments? I know it was a thorough presentation, so maybe we covered everything. Okay, well, I guess if nobody has anything else to say, We will tell you thank you for joining us tonight and spending an hour with us. Our next board meeting will be Tuesday, January 30th. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you at our winter market on Sunday. And I don't think there's too much else going on in December. We've had a very busy November, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And we'll see you, I guess, back in the new year. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You.